Hi Aquarius, and welcome to your reading for October. Apologies for the delay and thanks for your patience. We're going to look at the general energies available to you around this time. We're in October. If you're coming across this video at a later time, then the messages can still be relevant. Just watch through and take what you need. So please tune in here with me while I shuffle. Send your energy over into the deck. Take a moment to tune in with your higher self and ask your higher self to check in with my higher self and to pass along any messages that you need to hear right now. That way, the messages that come through will be tailored for you. So let's take a look. One more shuffle. Okay. The world is crossed by the chariot. I know you can't see the cards. I'm using my phone. I don't have my usual setup here, but I'll hold the cards up for you as I talk about each one. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have Seven of Swords in reverse. Now, there's also Seven of Cups here in the foundation. Just taking a look, in general, it looks like you have kind of an even spread of each of the four elements here in the minor arcana cards. And then you, from the major arcanas, as I mentioned, you have the world as the main energy of your reading, crossed by the chariot card. And then you also have here strength in the position of recent past, it's in reverse, and you have devil in reverse in the position of your environment. So let's start here in the middle. Seeing the world come out in the very middle of the reading is really interesting. It's crossed by the chariot, and as you know, I read reversals. Some readers don't read reversals, but I think it's really important. I think if you don't read reversals, you're only using half of the deck. Now, the way the chariot has landed here over the world, it's actually in a reverse position. So this is telling me that there is a completion happening right now. There is a closure happening. There's a tying up of a cycle. There is some definite endings going on here with the world card. But the chariot card in the crossing position in reverse, it's a funny feeling. It's like there's something complete and something total, but your challenge is to not move yet. I hope that makes sense. The chariot being in the reverse position as your challenge, or as the crossing energy, the obstacle or the lesson in your reading, is telling me that there may not be all the total closure yet, and that there's still some things to tie up, and that you may be wanting to move forward into something new right now, but it's not evident yet. It's not evident yet. Other cards in the reading are kind of supporting this idea around, I mean, look in this quadrant of the hopes and fears, you have Ace of Pentacles upright with the Eight of Cups in reverse. It's kind of the same energy. It's like you want to make a new beginning, you want to start out, you want to plant seeds, you want to burst forward with new ideas, you want to plant, you want to inject kind of your inspiration into the physical manifest world. But this Eight of Cups in reverse is kind of similar energy to the Chariot in reverse. It's saying like, you kind of got to go back over some things here. That's what I feel. It's something like a review. Yeah, something like review, or something like there's also 2 pages in your reading. Both are in reverse here. It's very interesting. They're also kind of feeling a bit like it's not time to start something new. There may be some communication that you need to receive first before you can actually have all the data that you need. There could also be some miscommunication with that. There could also be here with in general with the reading, there could be this feeling here of there is the potential for something, because like I said, you have this Ace of Pentacles here, but then you have the Two of Pentacles here in reverse. So it's like maybe you have an idea but you're not quite sure yet, or maybe you have an offer but that person might be not completely clear with you about what they're offering you, or you may want to offer someone something, but then you might want to change your mind. There's something here about, like, I'm hearing insecurities. Yeah. So these two quadrants down here are interesting. You have Nine of Swords reversed and Nine of Wands reversed, and it's paired with Seven of Wands reversed and Devil reversed. So 4 reversals down here. And these two cards together are interesting. These two are describing how you see yourself right now, or how your energy is right now in this quadrant. So Nine of Swords reversed and Seven of Wands reversed. There's something similar about the energy of these two cards. There's something resistant, or like in the upright position, you know, there's something defensive on one hand, and there's also something limiting and binding on the other hand. But seeing them here in reverse, it's kind of saying, like, you may be looking here to exit a limiting situation, or what you perceive to be a limiting situation. You may wish to, you know, cease feeling defensive and resistant in life in general, and that may be kind of urging you towards wanting to pursue something and change direction and take a new path. You may be also, like, viewing your options, taking time here to explore what possibilities there may be for you. You may be looking at, like, what you've done in the past until recently, and what you may feel are your options for the next phase here. Like, Seven of Cups can be a little bit of a delusional energy, but in general, it's about seeking to channel your imagination into what comes next. So this card is falling in the position of your unconscious mind in the foundation of the reading. And I feel that it's indicating here that you are kind of looking at what's next for you. What are your options? What can I channel forward next? What can I present next? How can I reinvent myself? For some of you, this is a reinvention. You may have been doing a certain type of work for a long time, and you may be feeling like it's time for you to do something different, and you may be exploring what archetypes are within you that will enable you to, you know, present a different expression or a different face forward to the public, or to your family, or to for yourself, right? And that could be what some of this energy is here, of you feeling like, I don't want limitation anymore. I don't want to feel restricted by my situation. I don't want to feel defensive anymore. I want to explore what I can do next to change my circumstances, or to express myself differently, and have a reinvention. These cards are kind of telling a similar story too. This Nine of Wands in reverse with the Devil reverse. It's like maybe something that has been, again, restrictive or binding, or maybe something that has been possessing you. We could be talking about a relationship here too, but I feel for most people, this is just a general reading for the energies that you're experiencing, and it could express in any way. So just take the messages as they feel appropriate for you. But here it's saying that with the Nine of Wands in reverse and the Devil reverse, it's similar. There's this feeling here with the Devil and the Nine of Swords are kind of having a similar energy, right? There's something here about, like, feeling restricted or limited by a circumstance, or just in general feeling kind of like inhibited some way. You may feel like you're in a relationship or in a situation that is possessive over you, or has an obsessive quality that you dislike, that you want to get, like, freedom from. Or just in general, you may feel like you're overworking, and it's too much, and you need more time to relax. The Nine of Wands is definitely a card about exhaustion or overworking, or continuing to persist through circumstances that are difficult, and testing and trying and making you feel like, will this ever end? And seeing it come out in the reverse here is telling me that you are kind of like ready to kind of close out that sort of energy and move into a different kind of way of being in the world. What else is here? I didn't really. So these cards in your outcome position: Two of Pentacles reversed with the Six of Pentacles. Sorry, Six of Wands upright. As I said, this Two of Pentacles could be describing maybe you want to go in a new direction. You want to have, like, a fresh physical start in the world. You want to develop something different in yourself, but you may not be sure what that is. Or you have some ideas, but you may not have the confidence to move forward with it. right? Or this could also be saying that there is something to do with the world here being at the heart of the reading, where a total closure needs to be achieved first for this feeling of victory and success from the Six of Wands to be attained first before you're able to actually transition into a different thing, right? It's just interesting how in this reading, pretty much all four quadrants of the reading are reflecting exactly what the two cards at the center are saying. Now, the one card I haven't really spoken on yet is this Strength card in the position of your recent past. It's in reverse. So, give me a second there. I'm feeling this in relation to, like, these two cards, and even the Page of Pentacles reverse, these three cards kind of feel like, you know, earlier I said insecurity. I kind of feel like that's what this energy is here. It's in the past, it's in the future, and it's crowning you. So there's something here that's like, I feel that your guides are really urging you towards like cultivating a little bit more self-confidence in a practical way. That's what I just heard. Practical self-confidence. What does it mean? Well, I guess in order to feel confident, you have to experiment, you have to try things, you have to put yourself in slightly uncomfortable situations, or in situations where you don't feel strong, to show you that you are actually strong and that you are capable, and that you know, it takes making mistakes to figure out how to do something. It takes being willing to be, you know, a bit embarrassed or a bit, you know, awkward to push through those kind of self-imposed boundaries, right? If you want to overcome your own limitations, then you have to push yourself a little bit. I think that's what this reading is saying. I feel with these two pages as well, what I'm getting now is this energy of like the beginner's mind, or the you know, finding the enthusiasm of a youthful you know, young people have a lot of enthusiasm, and quite often will go blazing forward into situations and into circumstances that, you know, for example, like a young person might accept a job offer in an area they have no skills in, right? That's kind of this energy. Like, it's kind of saying here, you need to be a bit more willing to be brash, to be more confident, and to trust yourself, to be able to experiment a little bit, to try new things out, and to push yourself into areas that feel insurmountable, or, you know, out of reach for you, and show yourself that you can do it. Trust yourself more. That's what I feel here with these two pages. Bring more of a youthful enthusiasm to your circumstance and channel that energy into stupid courage, right? Like, be brazen, be bold, be unfettered, be childlike almost in your ability or in your willingness to pursue things that you feel may be out of reach for you. See at the bottom of the deck, Seven of Swords reversed, King of Wands reversed, King of Swords reversed, and Five of Wands reversed. There's also the Nine of Cups here. I'm going to take that because I really feel like that's a nice summary for this reading. So what I'm feeling here, so it's interesting you had these two pages in reverse in your reading. Now you've got two kings here, also both in reverse. This Seven of Swords here in reverse is interesting to me. I feel like this is about you being really honest with yourself. Because I feel, I mean, you have two sevens here. This is the third seven now in your reading. That's significant. Actually, the Chariot is also seven, so you have four sevens. This is very significant. I feel that what the message here is that you need to step up a little bit into your own game. Never mind what other people around you are doing. You need to focus on you. You need to focus on like what is actually real for you. And I feel that again with these two sevens, even these two nines, these two sevens and two nines from the swords and the wands. I feel the message of these four cards here is that it's time for you to really be real about what you need to let go of as far as your own self-limiting beliefs. And if you find yourself in situations where You might be getting opportunities, right? But you might be turning your back on them because you don't think you're capable. You need to look at that. You need to look at that. Now I'm feeling more of this energy here of you, like you may not be being entirely honest with yourself about exactly where it is that you want to get to. You may need to have some like quiet time within to actually really understand what it is that you need for yourself. And in that time as well, perhaps inquire like what it is that you might be putting between you and that thing that you want because you feel insecure. You don't just have courage. You get brave by doing things that are difficult. And then it becomes like a practice where you can feel fear, feel difficult things, feel challenging moments and situations, but you can pursue them anyway because you know it's going to be worth it at the end. So yeah, these two kings in reverse here. I feel these guys here are kind of saying basically what I just said. Like there's a need here for you to like gain clarity of mind and understand clarity of will in order to kind of unite those forces and channel that forward into your fulfillment. Nine of Cups, right? And this Five of Wands here is saying like your inner dialogue may be not serving you. This is time. I think this is really a time here to be more than ever aware of the inner dialogue that's going on and really sweeping out the debris to find utter clarity and what's true. Maybe some of you have been making excuses for why you can't pursue certain dreams. Confidence is key here. But how, like I said, it's easy for me to sit here and say that, but how do you get more confident? You have to do things that are difficult and try. You have to make an effort. You have to put energy towards things that are uncomfortable or awkward or difficult. And that's how you'll make progress. And that's how you gain more confidence. That's how you'll gain this sense of success and victory, is like actually putting in some effort. And being willing to fail, being willing to make mistakes, being willing to be a little bit, you know, I don't want to say embarrassed or ashamed because I don't really feel that, but like, you know, being willing to make mistakes, being willing to make an effort and maybe not succeed the first time, right? So let me check over here. I think that's it for your reading, but yeah, okay, Nine of Cups here. Ultimately, this is about your fulfillment and your satisfaction. You're only holding yourself back if you keep in this space of limiting self beliefs and reasons why you can't this, that, or the other, right? But this is ultimately like actually the most important thing in life, really. I'm just hearing now like selfishness. So for some of you, maybe you feel like you can't pursue things because you have obligations, family obligations, maybe you have children, maybe your partners are demanding, or your home life, family life is demanding, maybe your work is demanding, or maybe you're using all of those things as an excuse for why you can't do the things that you want. So I'm going to leave your reading there, Aquarius. Let's take a look at your higher octave spread now. The Voyager Deck. Tune in with me again while I shuffle. We're going to take a look at the karmic and spiritual lessons at play, and perhaps hopefully our guides will reveal any blind spots that we have so we can work with the energies that are available to make the most out of the opportunities that we have here to learn. One more. Yeah, nice. There's a Sage of Crystals at the bottom of the deck in the upright position. It's called Knower in this deck. Knower as in a person who knows. And then, yeah, Einstein is the totem archetype of this card. So let's see. Five of Wands in reverse. That's the same card we had here in the extended. Kind of confirming what I just said there. We'll talk about it. Crossed by the fortune, wheel of fortune. Interesting. It's in the upright position. It's kind of already telling me that this reading is exactly a confirmation of everything I just said there. Star in the crown position. Seven of worlds at the foundation. Four of crystals reversed in the recent past. Lovers reversed in the outcome. Child of wands reversed. Ace of cups upright. Sage of wands reversed. Nine of worlds reversed. Empress upright. Woman of cups upright. Nice. Four of worlds upright. And eight of wands in reverse. Okay. So first impressions on this spread is that the things I discussed in the last part of the reading, or basically the whole reading, are being affirmed here with this energy that's describing you being in a position where your inner dialogue may be neutralizing your inspiration, if that makes sense. So what I'm feeling with that is like you might be having all these ideas and aspirations and insight and sudden flashes of imagination that are giving you ideas of where to go and what to do next and how to move forward into the next cycle after we've just completed this one that we're in. We're still tying up, right? But you might be conjecturing. You might be interrupting that flow of inspiration with the buts and the cannot and the reasons, this, that, or whatnot for why it's not possible, or how that is incredibly difficult and out of reach for you. And yet at the foundation here you have another seven. Now we have the Seven of Pentacles here, and this card in this deck is called Breakthrough. So this is telling me that in deep down in your subconscious mind, what you're actually striving towards here is to actually make a huge shift within you, right? And it'll express in the physical realm, but it's actually a reflection of all the inner work that you've been doing. So pursue this as in that way, right? Pursue this energy of wanting to make a shift and break through into a new physical life of maybe different things, however that plays for you. But look at it from the perspective of your personal inner work and how you are challenging yourself to rise up into just more of yourself. Okay, so we have another page now in the reading. This is the Page of Wands in reverse, another reversal with the Eight of Wands in reverse. This feels like, again, your insecurities, or maybe your immaturity a little bit, or your lack of belief in yourself, or even just lack of skills, or what you feel are whatever you feel you are lacking in, is preventing you from activating ideas and inspiration forward into this shift that you want to make towards your ultimate dream. This is the Star card in the position of the conscious mind. This is the crowning card of your reading. And this card describes what is, dreams come true, basically. It's also a healing energy. This card is the Aquarius card, actually. The Star is the archetype of the Aquarian. And it represents like futurism and innovation and healing and change and like global community like thoughts and compassion and care, right? Like it's all the Aquarian things, but it's like seeing this card come out in the crowning card position of your reading is saying like you want to break through into yourself. You want to embody more of who you are. You want to reveal to yourself and to others who you're becoming, right? Through your journey, through your changes, through life, through your challenges. You want to get to more of who you are and express that in the world in a different way than how you have been. And again, on this central axis, the central card here is this Five of Wands in reverse, which you had here. And I talked about that being with regards to your inner dialogue, perhaps not matching your intuition or the insight that you're receiving from your higher self that's guiding you forward. You might be interrupting that with conjecture. And yet the crossing card here is the Wheel of Fortune. Again, saying like your challenge, your obstacle, or your opportunity here is to turn the wheel of your own karma and shift your destiny by going towards that which is your true dreams and goals and aspirations. And Fortune is upright in this reading. Fortune is the card of Jupiter as well. It's a very expansive and magnanimous energy, and seeing it as a crossing card here is saying your challenge here is to expand, is to grow, is to spread your wings, is to become more, become bigger, become larger. And you may be trying to stifle yourself. So hopefully this reading is helping you to feel inspired towards working on that inner dialogue that may be inhibiting you or maybe making you feel small or diminished, and understand that everything is here for you. Everything is here for you. Ace of Cups here with the Four of Pentacles. This is in the position of your environment. Again, this ace, another ace in the reading, saying there is inspiration, there is insight, there is an abundance of um, overwhelming support and inspiration for you moving forward. The Four of Pentacles in this deck is called commencement. So there is support and energy in the seen world and in the unseen world for you to begin something new, for you to make a shift, make a change, and burst forward into something new. Look at these two cards and how similar they are. You see this two, like there's a lot of animal energy and planet energy and fire energy, and you see that kind of like bursting forth energy, like fire and earth energy, combustion and manifestation. So channel all this energy into making a shift. Now, in the hopes and fears position, you have Sage of Wands reversed with the Queen of Cups upright. Again, I feel this is speaking to your inner dialogue, and what you may be feeling and thinking is like your purest potential, and then on the other hand, your inner dialogue might be bringing in all those doubts and concerns that would keep you in a limited state or in the space that you're in. But ultimately, like, this is happening. This is happening. So just work with it. Work with the energy of change. Work with the energy of expansion, because that's your destiny. It's all of our destiny. We have to expand. And then in the final outcome cards, we have Nine of Worlds reversed with the Empress in reverse. Again, in each quadrant, there's kind of this dichotomy where on one hand, you have the energy of that bigger energy, that more higher minded energy, greater consciousness energy of, pure inspiration and activation. And then paired with it is a feeling of like not feeling quite so sure about things, about yourself. But these two cards are kind of similar in energy. They're very earthy, they're very Venusian, they're very abundance, like physical abundance. Empress is like fertility. Nine of Pentacles also fertility. These are both cards about, yeah, just like feeling really embodied, feeling tapped into like the abundance that is everywhere for everyone. And again, this Nine of Pentacles in reverse is just giving another like reminder to say that if you are not feeling so much of this Empress energy, you may need to look at where you are feeling insecure or lacking in self-worth, or feeling like self-doubting or insecure, or any of those kind of qualities, and strive to work on that, to remove that from your consciousness so that you can allow the energy in to work with you and help you to make the shifts and changes that you want to make. Final card here is the Lover's reverse. Let's have a look at it upright. I feel that this card is not speaking at all about another person. I don't really feel other people in this reading. I feel very much that this reading is about you entirely. And seeing the Lovers come out in reverse here is straight guidance from your higher self and your guide, saying, work to unify the self. It's not about denying the insecurities and doubts. It's about listening to them and like speaking back to them with love and care and compassion and trust, and forming a relationship with the lower mind and the higher mind, so that you become unified and start to work more with your higher self and less with the kind of lower mind vibration, and start to unify more with your higher intelligence, so that there isn't that dichotomy, there isn't that, constant back and forth with your inner dialogue that is diminishing that which is actually really clear and vibrant and pure and like being transmitted from your higher self, right? Let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. Right, Sage of Crystals, Six of Crystals, Strength reversed again, we had that in the previous reading, and then Eight of Crystals, also reversed. More or less the same as what we've been saying this whole time. This is about you gaining clarity of mind and working with those internal voices to kind of find a harmony within, to overcome any kind of confusing energy. Like it's important to understand that energy follows thoughts, right? So if you are thinking all these grand ideas and inspired ideas that are coming through as like flashes of insight directly from your higher self, from your guides, if you are applying confusion and negativity and doubt to that energy, then it's really hard for those actual vibrant thought forms of pure manifestation to actually become realized, because you're interrupting that energy with a doubt and a fear. So these four cards here are saying pretty clearly that you need to really work on your inner dialogue. Basically, that's what this reading is: working on your inner dialogue, unifying all of the parts, synthesis, and building more self-confidence and strength and courage and wisdom to actually apply your willingness to move forward into uncharted territory and to try new things and to experiment with experiencing uncomfortable or difficult situations and being willing to make mistakes in order to grow, in order to try new things, in order to show yourself that you are capable and that you can make steps forward into new areas, and you can change your life. You can transform out of a current energy into something new. It's all about working with the inner voice here, I feel, for the most part. And of course, self-confidence and all those qualities I talked about are exactly the same as self-love. So it's basically that same energy of just working with self-love, compassion, understanding, and being a support person for yourself, you know? It all comes back to the inner dialogue at the end of the day. So, Aquarius, that's your reading. I hope you found that helpful and insightful. I hope there's some things in there you can work with. Thank you so much for watching. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Please do like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading.